So it's Saturday, I'm in Brighton, preparing for tomorrow's marathon. Brighton Marathon, where I'm walking now, is the last sort of 2 or 3 miles, and you can hear there's a hell of a wind blowing at the moment, so hopefully that's going to change tomorrow, because otherwise we're all going to be running into quite a strong wind. So a lovely day other than that, could do with the wind dying down a little bit. I'm going to get my race card and things. There's an event village which has got loads of stalls, and that's where you pick up your race tag and all your race information. So I'll get there and give you an update when I get there. Okay, so I've just been to the race village. Really busy, really good atmosphere there. A little bit noisy, so I've moved away just so you can hopefully hear me talk. I've got my race pack, so I've got my race number, which is 27164. Not that that's of any real use, because I'll be well run by the time this video goes out. So yeah, looking forward to it. A little bit apprehensive, I must admit. It's the 3rd year that I've done Brighton Marathon. Last year did it in 4 hours 1 minute, so I really want to scrape in under 4 hours. Ideally about 3:45, 3:40. I'll be happy with that. Done lots of training, both mentally and physically. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's a lovely atmosphere here this afternoon. I'm going to go and check into my Airbnb soon, and then got a pasta party with my running group. So looking forward to that, and then an early night ready for the start, which is, I think it's quarter to 10 tomorrow morning it starts. If you know Brighton, it's Preston Park in Brighton it starts, and it finishes just where I am now, on the seafront. So yeah, looking forward to that, seeing that site after 26 miles tomorrow. Okay, so I've just checked into my Airbnb. I've been there for a couple of hours, just chilled out a little bit. Just look at this place. Can you see it behind me? The Art Deco building, fantastic. Apparently it used to be a diamond cutting workshop or something way back when, in sort of 1920, 1930, something like that. So I'm heading back into town, into Brighton itself, going to the plant kitchen and going to get myself a pasta party. We're having a pasta party with some friends, stocking up on carbs ready for tomorrow, and then back home, or back to the Airbnb rather, so back to the Airbnb. Definitely going to get an early night tonight, and then I've got about a half-hour walk to the start of the marathon tomorrow. So a little bit chilly tonight. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit for tomorrow, but yeah, really looking forward to it. And I think with the pasta, just across the road, I think the pasta's going to do the world of good. So yeah, I will check in again a little bit later. So that was really nice. Just met up with some friends in a local vegan cafe in Brighton. They were doing a pasta special for some vegan runners. So yeah, fully carbed up, walking back to the Airbnb place that I'm staying at now, and going to get an early night. Early start tomorrow. I think the race does start. Yeah, it starts at 9:45 in the morning. We're going to do a photo shoot for the running team as well. So we're meeting at about 9 o'clock. Here we are then, it's race day, the big morning. The marathon starts at 9:45 this morning. So I'm just up, I'm just ready. I'm going to be leaving probably in about half hour or so to go and have the team photo done before the race. Whenever I'm doing any race, I do like to get up a little bit early and have some breakfast and everything, and just make sure I'm properly awake rather than just roll out of bed and go straight to the race. So I've been up for a little while now. So yeah, when I'm going to be running, I've got a belt here, my utility belt, with a couple of water bottles, one that fits in that side and one that fits in that side. So I'll be obviously filling those up with water. I will obviously be taking some of the water that you get on the course as well. So as you run around, there's various water stops. And then my food, I've tried various things with nutrition. I really struggle with the energy gels, with that volume of sugar. I don't have a lot of sugar in my diet, so when you have an energy gel that's concentrated sugar, that really affects me, and I can't take too many of those without feeling ridiculously sick. I know several people, and they can knock them back when every 20 minutes, something like that, but for me, I struggle with that. I tried a powder last year that you put in with your water. That worked okay, but again, that made me feel quite sick. So what I've been doing on training, I've found a YouTube recipe, and I will link to it in the description below, for bonk bars, and I've adjusted the recipe a little bit, but I've got 6 of these wrapped up in my little pouch there, and I'm going to have those probably at 4-mile intervals throughout the course of the run. Basically they are oats and dates, and what else they got in there? Oats and dates, a bit of maple syrup I think as well, and what I've done is I've put a layer of peanut butter on there and then melted some chocolate and put that on the top. So yeah, cramming the calories in there. I ate a few before I was actually running, and they really do fill you up. So I don't have too many problems digesting those. So yeah, that'll be my food throughout the day. The various aid stations as well. So yeah, looking forward to those. I'm not going to be taking the phone with me on the run. I want to keep as light as possible and just concentrate on the race. So I'll give you another update before we set off, and then
the next one will be after I've finished, and I will give you an update as to how I did and what time I got.
Okay, so at Brighton Marathon, huge turnout as ever, really nice weather as well, so really looking forward to the race. Better go, got to drop the bag, go to the toilet and stuff, and then we're good to go, leaving in about sort of half hour or so, so fantastic. I'll do another update as soon as I've finished. Okay, so just arrived home. I was going to do an update after the marathon. There was a couple of reasons I didn't do one straight away. One, I felt absolutely dreadful. More importantly though, I'd forgotten my phone charger overnight, so I had no battery on my phone at all. Yeah, the marathon went okay. I'd done quite a lot of training for it, and throughout pretty much the entire marathon, I was up my target time, which was about 3 hours 45. I was slightly quicker than that, so looking at a time between about 3:40, 3:45, something like that. And I felt really strong. I did the marathon last year and I set off way too quickly, so held myself back, and I held that sort of 3:40, 3:45 pace. Yeah, pretty much all the way, giving loads of high fives to kids and things. It was fantastic. I really was feeling really strong, actually really enjoying it as well. Got to mile 21, 22, something like that, and with Brighton, with the marathon, you run out and then you turn around, and the last bit, the last sort of 4 miles, is along the seafront, and there's a finish at the seafront. There was one hell of a headwind for that last 4 miles, and that really, I really struggled with that. And that kind of put paid to my 3:45 time. So my final time was 4 hours and 2 minutes, which I was disappointed about. I wanted a 3 hour 45 time, a bit disappointed about that, and very disappointed that I didn't get 4:02. But what I can say, I know I gave it my absolute best shot. I did everything, you know, I did the training, nutrition, that was pretty much on point as well. And mentally as well, I've done sort of lots of sort of mental exercises as well. So things don't always work out, but the thing is, in my heart of hearts, I know that I gave that my absolute best shot, and yeah, 4 hours 2 minutes is not too bad. So yeah, quite pleased with that. But yeah, fantastic crowd support all the way round, and as I say, up to sort of 21, 22 miles, I was motoring along, and was well on for a 3:45 or below time. So finally finished 4 hours 2 minutes. Little bit disappointing, but as I say, I know that I gave it my absolute best shot. So yeah, not sort of too hung up about that. I don't honestly think there was any more I could have done, to be honest. And you know, it took, when I crossed that finish line, I felt absolutely dreadful. I certainly felt like I'd given it my all then. Took me quite a while taking on sort of extra fluids and things like that. I sort of hung around the event village there for a little while because I wasn't actually feeling too good when I crossed the finish line. But yeah, back home now. Gonna have a shower because I smell profusely. Get something to eat, although when I do long runs, often I'm not very hungry. I'm not actually particularly hungry. I've not really had too much to eat. I just get something on toast or something like that, and then I think an early night is called for. So yeah, that was me from Brighton Marathon. 4 hours 2 minutes in the final time, but as I say, there was that very strong headwind for the final sort of 4 miles along. But thanks to everybody if you were down supporting Brighton Marathon today. Lovely to see everybody. Really did G you on when you're sort of feeling tired and you get to sort of difficult bits. To have that crowd support was just incredible, and Brighton's always very good for that. So yeah, so that was it. Whether I do it again next year, I don't know. That was my 3rd year of doing Brighton Marathon. We'll see. Every year I vow never to run it again. And every year I normally sign up and do it again. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, not a bad day, but I am pleased to be home.